Hello everyone. It's been quite some time since I did a podcast, but as they always say, it's never too late to come back. So welcome to today's podcast. My name is Doreen. I'm a mental health advocate, I'm a therapist, and I want to talk about the tricks that our minds or our brains play on us in regards to stressful situations and in regards to things that are weighing very heavy on our hearts. So a story is told of a lady that was cleaning her baby at the bank of a river, and it's in a village, so it was very common that they would do that, and they would clean up their children with a nice basin. Just instead of fetching water, when you go to fetch water, you decide, and maybe to wash clothes, you decide to finish up also cleaning up the children there. And so she was cleaning her children, and the bigger child was already done and drying up. Remember the way people used to dry just on the sand, just directly standing and you dry? Yes, so the bigger son was doing that, and so the mother had put her small baby on just the edge, and she was cleaning her up. And then, you know the way you apply soap on a baby, and your hands are a bit slippery, and in just a twinkle of an eye, just a small split second, something tragic happened, and the child slipped off her hands. Remember, I told you they were just at the very edge of that river, and the baby slipped and just entered into the water and started drowning. So the story is put in such a way that the river had a small point of exertion, like there was a point that was sanctioning the water, and so the baby goes in circles and circles and enters into the small hole, and the bigger brother, in just a split second, followed, just jumped in to try and save his brother. And in the confusion of all this, the mother followed as well to try and save both her children. Now here is what happened. They were not able to catch the child on time, and so the baby reached on the function and fell inside the deeper place, because it was like something pulling inside the river. And once this child entered, the brother as well followed, because the same sanctioning pressure was pulling on him as well, and then the mother as well. And surprisingly, when they entered that hole, they went into a dry place. It was like water was above them, and they were below in a place that was dry and not as deep as they had imagined when they were seeing where the water was, like how the water was when they were above it. And so the brother looks at her mom, the bigger brother looks at her mom and wonders, "Mommy, where is this place? Why is it no longer as deep or as drowning as it is?" And then they see the small brother, the small child, and the mother goes and gets him. Of course, he is not really choked as much, but scared because of that whole scenario. And so the mother holds her children together, and they now start thinking of how they will go up from where that hole has pulled them inside. And the reason why I'm telling you this story, it's because that's the reality of life at times. At times, when I see a child, or when I hear a story of a child, it comes to me in terms of, I feel it's a metaphor or a representation of a dream, a future probably. And so in this particular story, when this mother was washing or preparing her baby, so at times when we are really working so hard, on something, or we are really looking forward to a future of some kind, at times things might not work out as we thought they would, and accidentally we might lose this baby or this dream. Okay, it might look as though it just slips off our hands, and we might be tempted to actually give up, because in our minds we are seeing it as a dream or a future that is no longer within our reach. That is what the water represented, only to realize that if I could just push a bit more, if I could follow after this dream, if I could still work towards achieving what I had seen my future looking like, and I just followed it even in the midst of the uncertainty, and I just was courageous enough to still show up. Doesn't matter how bad I feel, doesn't matter how overwhelmed I feel, doesn't matter how discouraged I actually feel, if I just decide to follow. And you will realize, just like the mother and the bigger brother, that it was not that deep really. So the situation was not that difficult really. It was just a surface level that looked like it was really, really deep, until you're able to save that baby. And you can actually, just like they did, brainstorm on how do I ensure that I fulfill this assignment that God has for me. And so I want to encourage us today. Let us have that discernment to know when it is the enemy playing a mind trick on us, showing us to let off our dreams, showing us to stop because of how difficult it really looks, or how far gone or how far out of reach that dream now looks because of whatever is surrounding us. Yet if only you took courage and moved and gone and just go beyond what you can see on the surface. And of course, ask Him for help, because God helps us. At times we just need to open our eyes and see through the eyes of God, through how He sees these situations, and we can get out of that particular difficulty, depressive, stressful, hopeless situation. Be encouraged today, and let's go after those dreams again. Stand up, show up,